In this tutorial, I want to show you how to send in prescriptions. So for most prescriptions, about 90% of them we send in this office, we send them electronically. It helps us keep better records of the prescriptions we send, plus we don't have to handwrite things and they get the prescriptions generally quicker when we do this. Alright, so a few resources you should be aware of. If you go to the file, you go to Dropbox, and then MA stuff, this is for the medical assistant. Here's the three main documents that we use. Number 2 is the one we'll be using today, common prescriptions. This lists the general prescriptions that we use here in the office. Some things to note about this is anything in bold, these prescriptions are controlled substances, and which means that we cannot send them electronically, that we have to handwrite them. And they have to take a paper prescription to the pharmacy. Everything else we should be able to send in electronically. Other things to note, this is the medications. This is the quantity or the number of pills or the size, like here 6.6 milliliters, so a liquid or a fluid. Here 42 pills. And then in this SIG, you'll see this word again. This just is doctor talk for the directions. And these are the list of directions. Each of these things stand for directions for that medication. If you would like to learn about that, maybe we'll cover it in a different lesson, but for now, just you can go ahead and copy and paste this and it'll make your life a lot easier. Alright, so let's say a doctor says they want to send a Medrol dose pack. So what we would do is go into our patient. So I have my test patient here, and here at the top is the prescription tab. This first screen that pops up shows if we've sent in a prescription for them in the past. This is where it would show up. You can also click this box, and if there were some that we've deleted just to get rid of from years past, they would also appear. So that's helpful at times because the doctor will want to know if we've sent a prescription to them and when. That's where the screen would show. So in this case, he's not had this prescription, so we'll hit prescribe. Now this screen should be familiar to you. This is where we enter in their current medications and their allergies. This is important because when we send the next prescription in, it will compare what they're currently taking and their allergies to see if there's any interactions with that medicine that could be harmful. So it is good at this time to update their medications. And again, this is where you can manually enter their prescription if you need to search for something, and it's very sensitive, so if you don't know how to spell the medication, you can Google it. This is where if a doctor has sent in an electronic prescription, they would appear here. So sometimes if a doctor has sent in for other pain medication from another doctor's office, this is often where it would appear. So it's good to know what medicines they're on. You would highlight each of those and click add to add them to the list. Alright, so in this case, he does not have allergies or any current medications. So we will go ahead and keep going. Okay, this new screen, this is finally for the medication. These are the most common prescriptions we send here in the office every week. If you do not see the medicine that you want to send, you would click on medications, and this is where you can type it. Again, it's case sensitive, and there will be lots of medications. So if you are unsure about which one to choose, this is where you would ask. For a quick example, if I were to come in here and type Lamisil, you would find that there is a topical, there's also pills at different strengths. There's 250 milligram, 187 and 125 milligram, and each of these would be different. So it'd be important to ask the doctor what prescription they would want. They should be able to give you those details. If it's going to be topical, if they want cream or gel or spray. But most of the time, the medication will be found here in favorites. So in this case, then we're going to do a Medrol dose pack. So I would go ahead and click next. And now this is where we enter in the last information. So here's the prescription. This blank line is how many pills or the volume of the fluid we're supposed to give to them. In this case, they're tablets. So we need to know how many. In our common prescription guide, a Medrol dose pack, we could enter the number 21. But I'll show you an easier way as well. You can go, let's go back, there we go. So down here, NDC, I'll be honest, I have no idea what that stands for in these numbers, but when you highlight it, click these three dots, this is where it lists the common quantities that we have for the medications. So in this case, there's the 21 that we wanted, and then it'll enter that number up there. So that's a way I suggest putting in those numbers. If for some reason the number's not there, you can manually put in a number. You can type in 21 or whatever you know that the doctor wanted specifically. Alright, so this is where we would change if he wants refills, but in this case with Medrol dose pack he does not, so no refills. SIG, this is that abbreviation, or the word I told you would see again, which just means doctor talk for the directions. 90% of the time, if you come to the drop-down menu, these are the things that we've written, and if you remember from that last form, it said to do dispense with instructions for the Medrol dose pack. So we'll go ahead and click dispense with instructions. And lastly, this is where we can change the doctor that's sending in. Let's say it was Dr. Spencer that requested that. The last thing is the pharmacy, where to send it. If we've sent to him before, that will be filled. You do need to find out what pharmacy they want. So this is the screen that when you click on it often the first time, you'll have to choose which pharmacy they want to go to. This is the common ones. You can filter it by city. And if it's not there, you can go to SureScript, this tab up here, and we would type in CVS. Let's say I know that they wanted the one in Carlsbad, off La Costa, and Rancho Santa Fe, so we'll go ahead and search for that. So here's the ones all in Carlsbad City, and then there's the one I was looking for. If you're not sure, you can enter these addresses on Google, and Google Map will show you. And you can confirm it with the patient. Alright, so there's the prescription. I'm going to hit next. And then this is the important screen that shows all that you've done. At this point, if you're new, I would suggest asking the doctor. Go ahead and have them come check the screen, make sure it's the right medication, the right quantity, and the right directions. And then if he says, yep, that's it, you click send, and it goes off to that pharmacy that we've put in. So that is how you enter an electronic prescription.